Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and yes, in today's video I'm going to be talking about everything Department of Homeland Security. And yes, my title or my thumbnail has like DHS called me. Technically, yes, I spoke with the Department of Homeland Security, and to be honest, you don't want to ever call DHS as an international student here in the States. You don't want them to call you either. Please don't do what I did. Don't make the same mistakes that I made. Always grab your copy. When I say grab your copy, I mean please take my videos seriously, because I'm not just here trying to know. I am here to inform you and to empower you with the knowledge, as well as share. Sometimes I ask myself, why am I even exposing myself like this? Because I'm not supposed to, like, there are certain things I'm not supposed to say, but I end up saying them because I love you that much and I want to turn my mess in a way to a message. Like, if I made a mistake, I don't want some other international student or an aspiring international student to make the same mistake that I made. And this video is going to benefit anybody. So in this video, I'm just going to share everything that happened from getting an internship, because some weeks or about 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a video where I was like dancing and excited that finally I found myself an internship, a very good one at that. A lot of people, even you were among the people that congratulated me in that video, and even offline, like the people I know one-to-one, they were congratulating me. In fact, one of my ex mentor, international mentor, was like, let me tap into your anointing and all. It doesn't mean I don't have grace or anything, but truth is, I've been telling them, wait for the bigger news. They were thinking maybe, oh, I've gotten a job. Amen. But unfortunately, I lost that internship again. And this is the reason why I lost that internship. Hi, my name is Valine Osser. I'm an international student at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, UAB, where I am studying cybersecurity. Yes, I am calling regarding the TNC that I received. Yes. Yes, I cried. Actually, I wept when I made that call and I realized that this is what I had done, and realized that I was going to lose my internship, which has been like a struggle for me to find. I just couldn't hold back the tears. And even though I tried to reenact it, the pain that I felt is still as fresh as it was when it happened. And so, why am I doing this? Why am I making this video? You can learn from my mistake. After I got the internship, we started this onboarding process. Before the onboarding, or during that onboarding process, I was speaking with the people's operations manager. And so she was like, okay, we were trying to figure out how many hours I could work. And remember that I talked about the number of hours you can work for your CPT. Also watch that video. Remember, I talked about it. I said you can work for 20 hours a week if it is an session. Like if your school is still in session, you can only work for 20 hours a week. And so my school was in session, like it's fall semester, so I was supposed to be taking it and taking classes, so 20 hours a week. But at the time, we're trying to figure out, should I take all the 20 hours for the company, or do I take about maybe 15 hours and make it up with another 5 hours in the lab? But finally we settled for 20 hours because I just wanted to dedicate my time or commit to it, especially when my internship supervisor was like, that is the right thing to do. Okay, so moving forward, when that was settled, she now asked, my supervisor needed like some documentation from them, like the offer letter, and what else? Like they needed some of my job description, so they can have it in UAB archive. So when they sent that over, one thing that happened was during the course of that back and forth paper thing, I already they sent me my work machine. They sent me like this very cool MacBook. Guys, it was so cool, like very cute MacBook. And then they also sent me they started training me, like the people that were required, they started training. So it was just like a week and two that I had all of this onboarding process, but I was clocking in hours. But before that time, I reached out to my international office and I sent a mail to one of them, and I told him that, oh, how many hours can I work for an internship? That I got this internship after a long search. How many hours can I work for an internship? And then he told me 20 hours a week. And I'm like, okay, fine. So, but the thing that now happened was, I think during the documentation process, I'll fill forms, a lot of forms that I was filling. So it's not easy. So it's different from when you are you just go and get an on-campus job. Off-campus job is totally different. There's a lot that goes in. They actually did this background check on me. I'm like, so that's actually, I like the fact that they had a background check and I scaled through that. So that in itself makes me feel like, oh, I'm doing something right at least. So finally, after the background check, we moved to the next phase, and there was this form I was filling. I think it's the I-9 form or something. So I now received a mail that was saying TNC. So in that mail, it says that the letter was actually from DHS. So a T and C means temporary non-confirmation, which is, a further notice action. So if you're an international student and you get a job and you fill that form, when you fill that form, it's either something is wrong with your the form, or maybe the company did not impute your names properly, or something is missing. So when you get that, it means that something is just wrong. So when they sent me that TNC, it stated that it's either my company did not maybe made a mistake in maybe my name or anything like that. So I just felt like everything was okay. And when I spoke to the company, the rep, they were like, okay, I should reach out to them, contest it. So I opted for the option to contest it, because my name, my details, everything was okay to the best of my knowledge. So they now told me that they were going to send me a letter. So when they sent me a letter, I'll look for a template online to just put here, so that maybe you can read it and know what it is. And I'll add some links in the description box so that you can learn more about TNC. So basically, when they sent me the letter, they were going to send me another letter. So when they send that letter, you're supposed to respond in 8 federal working days. You have that 8 federal working days to call them and to resolve whatever issue that might have been the problem. Okay, so when I got that letter, I now called DHS. So when I called DHS, they asked for my number, the number of my case. I gave it to them, everything, I gave it to them. And finally, they now asked me that if I had an EAD. So remember in my video where I talked about OPT, I mentioned that you need to apply for your EAD. So I applied. I now told them that I don't have an EAD. And first of all, that this is an internship and not, me working anywhere outside of the school kind of situation, that I've not graduated, that it's an internship and that is a requirement for me to graduate. And then they were like, okay, is an internship, oh, is that the case? I'm like, yes. And then they now said I should call my school, reach out to my international office and have them update, I think, service, and then call them back. I should only call them back when everything is resolved. So it was then, and I started getting a bit tense. I'm like, what's going on? So when I called my international office after that call, I now realized, I received a shocker. I just received a shocker. It was then they now told me that, okay, where am I working? I told them that it's a remote job. I did not travel anywhere. I did not go outside, of my state or anything. It's a remote job. And so, the company I'm working for, this is where they are located, but I'm working remotely. And then they said, even if it's remote, that it is still considered off-campus job. And so as an international student, I am not supposed to work off campus without authorization. You heard it. I am not supposed to work off campus without authorization, even if it is remote. So you should understand that sometimes you might get a job, it's remote and all of that. You are thinking it's okay. It is against the law. It is against the law. So they told me that the thing I could do at the time is to maybe apply for CPT or intern through my school. Guys, this thing I'm telling you, as they were telling me, I was already crying. I was already like tense. My heart was pounding. What's going on? And I think what really intensified the whole thing is the fact that I am like in trouble with DHS because I have gone against the law. And then my school was like assuming they knew before I even called DHS or before this whole thing started, that they would have told me what's up, but I felt like when I reached out to him, I'm like, oh, I got this internship, how many hours? I didn't state there and then that, oh, I'm working remote, this is where I'm working. I didn't give them such details, which is why I keep telling you that you need to communicate with your international office. Don't think any information is, they don't need to know every detail. They need to know every detail to help you. So assuming I gave them all the details at the time, even though I was thinking in my head it's not important, it is important, it is relevant, I wouldn't be in that mess, So finally, I then reached out to so they told me straight up that I need to end the job. I need to quit the job. So when I called my professor who assisted me in getting the job, shout out to you, by the way, he now told me that, is there a way he can, maybe I can intern through the school kind of thing? Because if I'm interning in UAB, it's not a problem because as an international student, I can work on campus. So he was even ready to like support me that way so that I'm interning on campus. And again, one thing that that now happened. So when I now reach back to this my international the international office again, one of them now replied and told me that okay, I should ask the company to send them my offer letter again. So I sent it to them. So she was like, maybe they can have me apply for my CPT and all of that. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can apply for CPT, right? Because that is for the internship. So while we were trying to get that done, they asked me if they had paid me. I told them no, that the company had not paid me. Because when I checked, that was on a Friday when I called DHS. So when I checked, there was no payment in my account. I didn't know. So immediately I called DHS and I started calling other people. But before I knew it, everything had, it was Monday. By Monday, when I checked I was just checking through my account and I discovered that I had received money from this company. So, whoa, I now told my international office that I just discovered that they've paid me. And then they told me that that's even a bigger problem because as an international student, I'm not supposed to be paid by any company that is off-campus kind of employment thing. It provided it's not on campus that I'm not supposed to, is against the law. So see, I did not that I should just talk to the company to see if they can maybe take back the money or anything. I called though, I reached out to them. There was no way that they could take back the money. Do you know why? By law, they are also mandated to pay me as an employee. So if they don't pay me, they are in trouble. So you see how complicated my problem was. And again, I now realized that, in fact, they now had to let me know that another payment was coming. Remember I told you that the onboarding process was already took 2 weeks. So I only discovered like the end of the first week. And when I discovered that end of the first week, I didn't realize that, okay, maybe I did something. I just thought maybe it was a name thing. And when I called DHS and they told me that I should ask them to update something, I just felt like that is all, that was needed. So when they told me that another payment is even coming, I now begged them to like, please, is there a way that they can hold that money back? Like, not even pay me. I don't want the money. Please, I don't need them. Imagine you having money and now begging somebody to take the money. Hey God, I was begging, like, please, I don't want this money. Please, can you take it back? The one that you people already sent, please, can you take it? But they said no, because to them too, it was also a problem for them. They can't do that. They must pay me. So they were talking to their own attorney, and at some point, they now even advised me to get an attorney, like talk to an attorney. There was even one time that my professor was like, he now followed me after that Friday conversation. After the call I made to DHS, I spoke to the internship supervisor. I spoke to my professor. That man is really supportive. Like, God will bless him. And that woman, she was also very supportive. God will bless her. So he now told me that he will follow me to school on Monday to speak with the international office. And this pandemic and everything, it's been very crazy. I booked an appointment for 8. Yeah, I think. Yes, 8. And he came to my house, like my apartment, even before that time. I think 15 minutes before. He drove me down. We got there, but we didn't meet. The person that I booked that appointment with wasn't on seat. I'm like, what happened? So everything was just, so he was just very supportive. He was like, we will get through this. And he was reading the Bible, trying to encourage me, telling me stories from the Bible. So finally, when they now said that I needed to get an attorney, I now knew that, wow. When they say this is super story, it was bad. When I'm telling you like this, especially when you're alone, like there was really nobody I could talk to. It was just really bad. So what I did, I now called somebody referred me to someone. Like when I called the number, the school gave me some numbers to call. So I called the number did not go through. The other one I called, they were just charging me big money. I'm like, where would I even have this money to start going through the process of getting an attorney and getting all of these things? And I'm like, Jesus, I'm an international student, so I do not know what to do anymore. So there are some people that you call, like there's these services that you call them pro bono. They'll take up your case for free. So I don't know how that happened. I kept calling. There was one I called in Birmingham. They now told me, they kept taking me around, call this. I kept calling. I kept calling attorneys. I now even had to like call my uncle in Atlanta. That was, I think, an attorney too. So he gave me an option. I called another person in Washington who is also an attorney. He now gave me some suggestions. And I also called, there was this lady I called. I don't know how I got that number, whether it was through research or something, but I know I called that. No, I think when I called one of those people that the school sent me, they now gave me those numbers that I now called and I got in contact with this lady. This lady now took my call. Like, she now started calling. She even called USCIS on my behalf. Like, she was on, when they put us on hold, she was still waiting with me. She called them and explained the whole situation, that my problem now is I have quit the job, because I had to quit the job. There was no way I could continue with the internship. And the company itself, they were really very supportive. Like, they were like, if I can get my CPT, they will have me back. But my school now suggested that I shouldn't get a CPT, because that might also look like, is the money I'm after. Because 2 weeks, they discovered that this is what you are doing something wrong, and you now went and got your CPT to now look like, so because of the money, you are still pushing, on with this. So that the best thing would be for you to quit, because if you don't, it might affect you in the future. That's why I keep telling you that anything you do now will affect you in the future. Do you understand? So I had to quit the job, and I told them that I quit the job. But my major problem, guys, is that because I now even received the second payment again. So I was just, oh God, what have I done? Do you know when you're like, you can't use the money, you can't even give the money out, you don't know what to do? So the person I called in Atlanta was like, I should suggest to them if I can actually give that money to charity, like donate it to some charity and send them evidence. I gave that, because I now called DHS back. Because they told me, even the school told me, after I, agreed with the school and everything, they told me to call DHS back. Even the company was like, I have to be the one to call DHS back because it is my case. So when I called them back, they gave me 8, I need to resolve everything within 8 federal working days. So I had to call them back and I explained everything to them. When I explained everything to them, they told me that since I have quit the job, then everything is okay. The case is closed because I have quit the job. So there's nothing to do anymore. So when I now asked them, okay, so what do I now do with the money? Is there something I can do? Because they can't take it back. The company said they can't take it back because they will be in trouble as well. So what do I need to do? That was when they gave me a number to call, and I called and met with that lady that now called, I think, USCIS and everything related to immigration students here. So finally, I think it was USCIS that the person now told me that since I have quit the job, then I'm okay. Like, I should not, do anything now that I know. I should not do anything like that again in the future. Because when I kept asking, what about the money? What about the money? Nobody could actually tell me anything, that I should just go and get an attorney. And trust me, I kept calling a lot of attorneys, and it felt like, the money I was even going to pay them was, so me, I don't have that kind of money. So I just I think after that last conversation with that attorney, the people there, that they said, since you have quit the job, that's okay, and they know that you have quit the job, because even if you go and donate the money, that when you donate the money, it doesn't change the fact that you went against the law like 2 weeks before. But the fact that you've quit the job is enough to prove to them and told them that you called them back to tell them that, oh, you didn't know, it was a mistake, and you felt like because it was remote and you're still in school that you can do that. So that is it. But moving forward, I should ensure that I don't do anything that is not permitted by the law guiding my status here in the United States of America. So right now, I'm still in the process of trying to find someone to see what I can do with the money. But a lot of people have said it's okay, you are fine. They've said since you quit the job and everything, you're okay. But I'm just feeling in my heart that I hope it's not like I'm okay, but I'm not okay. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I know that this is a lot, guys, but imagine losing your internship and then getting in trouble with Department of Homeland Security. See, that week and the week that followed, because I was just down, like I was gone. It wasn't me, like everything wasn't just feeling right anymore. So that's it, guys. That's my story. That's why I keep hammering on the fact that you should consult with your international office, do what is expected, follow the law. When you see channels like this, please turn your notifications bell on, so that any information or any video that we drop, you are the first to watch it and you get yourself updated. Because nobody is like an island, like you know it or you don't know it, or even me, I don't know it all. I'm learning by the day. I mean, I've learned from it, and I have tried as much as possible to obey the law since I got here. So this is the first time that I did something that I didn't realize that I was actually disobeying the law. But when I realized, immediately I corrected myself. So guys, see, make your international office your friend. Make the news, like immigration news, your friend. Abide by the law. Know the visa that you have, and find out the guidelines or the rules that are attached to that visa, and stick to it. I hope you've learned something from my video, and I hope that this video would help you become better and help you not to do the same thing that I did that made me do something wrong. I hope you've learned from my mistake, because that's what this channel is about, so that we all learn together. Most times, it might be me giving the information, but you can also let me know, oh, this is how it is done. That's why I keep asking you to let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. If you're an international student here in the States, please, have you been in such a situation? Let me know in the comment section. And yeah, that's all I have to say in this video, and I hope that you have learned something. I know I've said it before, I'm saying it again, but my battery is about to die and I don't want to keep saying more. Expect another video on this channel, and please always give us a huge thumbs up. Follow me on all my social media platforms, and also join my Telegram group. The link is in my description, and it is also in my channel art. And I'll see you in my next video. Until then, I remain Valin Ose, and I pledge to never give up, and I hope that you do same. Bye guys.